yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome to our show. Ready? You killed me. Good deal. Finally, we only had one time to do it. As you all know from watching our show, we kind of...
Yeah. We could go like 15 minutes shooting.
Yeah, for real.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Amy. And we are
Two Creative Chicks That Ride. Welcome to today's show. We're so excited. I hope you're enjoying, the music in the beginning. I think I do have to, no, I think we'll be all right. If our stream starts getting a little bit slow, let us know, because I'll have to go backwards to our startup and stop the music and then come back, because we've been having some problems with things running in the background, making our stream a little slower.
Yeah.
But, hey,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Welcome to episode number 28.
28. Amazing.
Yeah. We're still missing one show. There's only 27 shows, even though this is 28. We just kind of skipped over 22, which we'll make up and hello there. That must be Robin. I bet you that's my Robin.
Hey, gals. Oh, no, that's Liz. Hi, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Krista. Thank you all for chiming in.
Hi, Krista.
Woo, woo. Sending healing energies to Liz. Her daughter has been sick a little bit lately.
Oh, I hope you guys feel better
thanks
soon.
for chiming in and letting us see you.
Aw. Yeah. So we've got a great show planned for you today. We are Two Creative Chicks That Ride. Our show is here to educate and inspire women riders in our local area and really across the globe, you know. We cover all topics, you name it. Sometimes topics that we shouldn't even be covering. Of the life of a female motorcycle rider. And
just saying.
Yeah, and it's whether you enjoy riding your own, whether you ride on the back, whether you're a passenger, or even if you're you love motorcycles and you're thinking, boy, I want to get my license someday, or I'd like to ride. So welcome everybody. Today we've got an awesome show. We've been really getting it together and having a lot of fun planning these shows for you. Today we're going to talk about, are you riding the right bike? Are you riding the bike that's right for you?
Right.
Like fitment, right? Because when a bike doesn't fit you properly,
all sorts of stuff can go wrong.
All sorts of stuff
so
that
we'll be talking about
that we'll be talking about. We're also going to meet our babe of the week, Allison M. Allison, actually, I could say her last name, Melvin. She's my sister-in-law.
Oh my gosh,
and
that's
she's
great.
amazing, and her story is like, actually, amazing. I may have to pop out and grab it, because I have this wonderful read up that I gotta pull up. So.
Okay.
But yeah, she's amazing. And then our new product highlight for this week are these beautiful new Dreamcatcher earrings that Amy's going to tell you all about. I feel like I'm on what is it, QRA? What is it, the home shop?
QVC.
QVC, these beautiful
QRL.
earrings.
Amy's version of QVC.
QBD. I don't know. Let's make it up.
CBD.
No, CBD.
We're on CBD today.
And you're going to do your first live mini reading. Somebody submitted a question.
Yep.
And you're going to answer it live on the show today.
Yes, I am.
Yay! And listen, if you'd like to get in on the conversation, you can write your comments right here in YouTube. If you're here in YouTube, write your comments there. If you are in Facebook, in our Facebook group, or on Yankee Dave's Motorsports Facebook page, you can write your comments right in there. Yes. And we're also on Twitter. Or you can send your questions and comments to twocreativechicksthatride@gmail.com. We have a Gmail now.
Yes.
So we won't see them until the next show, but that's okay.
The girls are getting excited over this this reading.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. It's Liz and Chris are just chiming in on that. Yes.
Okay, so what is this
so
now?
Good.
Starting to feel better. Oh, good. Yeah. They're starting to feel better.
Yeah, listen to babies.
And she'll
hi,
call
Ashley.
you. I think she'll
Brown
call you
just
later.
jumped
Hi,
on.
Ashley. Welcome. I feel like, once again, that romper room, we should have one of those signs where I see Ashley and Robin
She just
and
reminded
Johnny.
me of the big tree thing.
Oh.
What was that one? The big tree.
I think that was romper room, right? When she had the thing. I don't know. We'll have to look it
Dancing
up. But
around, yeah. Showing our age a little bit here, y'all. It was way before Barney.
So listen, chime in. Feel free to let us know. Have you had any fitment? How was buying your first bike or your second bike? Have you had any fitment issues? What did you do beforehand? How did you fix the bike to fit you? You know what I mean? Or are you still riding a bike that doesn't fit?
Right. And listen, I think the reason that we came up with this discussion, we have a fly in here, so we're going to be batting at nothing. But the reason we came up with this show topic was because our Babe of the Week last week, Jen,
Yep.
she actually got her license, had a motorcycle,
Yep.
and hated riding. She would drop the bike in the driveway. She just could not get the hang of the bike. She was disliking riding completely.
Yep.
Until someone recommended that she try a different motorcycle.
Yep.
And now, look, I have spirit bumps everywhere.
I know.
She loves riding. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how me and Michelle came up with, are you on the right bike?
Yeah.
Is it your right fit?
Yeah.
I'm short. I'm only 5'2".
Mm-hmm. Same
So
here.
for me, height is an issue sometimes, right? And I gotta admit, when I first started riding my bike too, Michelle, I dumped it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Not dumped it, but I'd be standing still and all of a sudden I go, "Meow," like the dead goat,
Those fainting goats where you...
Yeah.
But and you and I were talking about this last week. What I
Yeah.
was saying was, I personally, and it's a personal experience for everybody. So what I say and what I think doesn't necessarily need to reflect what anybody else thinks. It's not like law because I think it. But I personally do not think a Sportster is a good first bike. I mean, even if you're a taller woman, maybe.
Right.
You know what I mean? It depends on, like, there's so many different factors that play into it. But a Sportster is a very top-heavy bike.
Right.
And we were talking about that. And, like, what top-heavy means is, like, most of the weight is distributed in the front top of that bike.
So it's more in your knees or your thighs. You were telling me.
Yeah, it's more up in your thighs.
To balance
yeah,
it.
to balance it, and your front. Like, so you have to use a lot of front body weight.
Yeah.
So you're and then it's a very tall bike. So and you're only 5'2". So for a shorter woman or even person, it's important to be able to have your feet flat on the ground when you're on a bike. Now, okay, I think you were with yours,
I am flat-footed on the ground. Yeah.
but you're still flat-footed with a heavy top. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's my personal take on it. I don't know what all you think about Sportsters being a first good bike, but a lot of guys will say to a woman that's thinking of riding, and I'm saying guys because I heard it a lot from men mostly. You know what I mean? Women were like, don't get a Sportster. Like, they were most of them were on Softails or this or that.
It's so
and
funny. I never heard that, but go ahead.
well, and Lee works for Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's on a sporty. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But she knows that shit. Like, she altered it. She made all
Right,
the
she
different
customized
adjustments.
it for
Customized
herself,
it
right.
for herself so
Mhm.
that bike is her all the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, there are people that love Sportsters, and that's awesome. And I love them. I love the look of them. I just don't like the way they feel. And even test riding one, like coming out of the shop being worked on, I'm like, oh no, I'm
Right.
not riding this. It doesn't
Right.
feel right.
So I don't have much experience with different motorcycles, right? Because for my whole life, as you guys know, since I was very young, I always wanted the Sportster 883. I'd cord it out to a 1200. I had 18-inch ape hangers. Childhood dreams.
Yep.
Right, fast forward to now, and I have my Sportster, I have my 883, I have what I wanted, I made it Amy's bike, I redid the seats and all that,
Yep.
but
But
I think I should have a different bike,
hmm.
and that's my opinion,
Mhm.
for me, right, like I love my Sportster, I ride it very well, and me and the biker one, but after sitting on some other bikes, and that's one of the recommendations they say about choosing a bike that fits you.
Yeah.
Is go to the dealership
Yep.
and sit on some bikes.
Yeah. Do
Get
some.
the feel of it, the heaviness, all of that.
Yep. Do your feet go flat on the ground? How does it feel? The heaviness, the weight.
The weight, the
Balancing
arm
it,
space,
skin on
all
it,
of
stand
it,
it up.
right.
You don't necessarily have to be buying the bike from the dealership, of course. And if you go to Space Coast Harley Davidson, I
They're
guarantee
really
you,
good.
they're really good. And Lee will be right there, being
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, try them all
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You want to do this one? This one? She'll sit with you all day while you just sit on bikes.
I sat on that
You know?
purple badass bike, and I mean, the weight. Okay, so the weight for me
Yep.
is in different places. Like I could feel.
Yeah.
Like you say, my bike is top heavy. I don't feel it top heavy, but when I sat on that dresser,
Yep.
that full dress purple one, I felt that was heavy, and it's got a fairing, and it's got all this other stuff
Yeah.
on it, right? So that kind of was it for me there. But I rode my son's wide bike. You
Yeah.
know, I got a clip of that. We'll have to put up on the show one day.
Yep.
And he's like, don't dump if the bike dumps, just let it dump, Mom. Just don't try to save it. Just get off the bike.
Just
and I'm like, I'm not gonna dump your bike, bro. He's like, just let it go, Mom. So I pull out of the driveway and he's like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. My mom's on my bike. I'm gonna throw up. So when I came back into the driveway, he was filming me.
Hey, that's how I felt when I gave birth to you, bastard.
Yeah.
Picture that for 4.5 hours
God
straight.
But listen, so I like the feel of my son's bike. I didn't think it was top heavy. I rode it, and it was loud. The pipes were so loud, and I'm like, bah, 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 bah. I'm like, I want this bike.
Wow.
So that's when I started thinking of other bikes, right?
Yep.
And because I would have never have known it had I not got on it and rode it, that I might not be on the right bike for me.
Yeah, and that sitting on bikes. And of course, you know, if you have your endorsement, you can go on a test ride on any of them too, if you want to, you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's different, and so when if you don't have a bike yet and you're thinking of riding, that's one of the big things to do is just to go sit on a bunch of bikes. You know what I mean? Think of a bike that you want, or that you like the style of, or that you like Amy's dream. You know, I want a Sportster 883. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go to the dealership, sit on a Sportster 883. Sit on different ones because there's different styles now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sit on an older one. Sit on a newer one. Go around. Or if it's a Yamaha that you're looking for, or a, and that's personally
Polaris.
a Polaris, anything.
Yeah.
And listen, a smaller bike, like my first bike was a Marauder. No, it was not a Marauder. It was
Liar.
Yeah, it's a liar. My second bike was a Marauder. So my second bike was a Suzuki Marauder. My first bike was, I'm gonna have to think of what the name of it was, but it was like a 650. You know, 650
you were riding around
cc.
the backyard or something, weren't
Yeah, I
you?
was riding around the backyard. Yeah, but smaller CCs doesn't necessarily mean that bike's going to be slower or not have as much torque or as much pickup, because that bike was like a raped ape. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
I didn't realize it. I thought I was on a smaller bike. I loved that bike, by the way. It was a great starter bike, but it had that low center of gravity. I'm a short person. I could fit both of my feet, and I felt like, 650, okay, I can definitely do that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so I rode that around. Needless to say, probably like about 8 months later, my dad came to visit and he rode it and he was like, holy shit. And of course my mother, she couldn't look. She was like, I can't watch you on your bike. I can't. She's like peeking now. But he took it for a ride, and my mother, I think, talk about almost peeing her pants. When he got back, he was like, holy crap. He goes, that bike screams. So test ride it too, you know what I mean? Because if you're getting less, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting less.
Right. And that's the thing, right? So, one of the dangers of being on a ill-fitting motorcycle, as they say,
Ill-fitting.
is, listen, you should not be using your tippy toes.
Nope.
You should not have to reach forward to get your clutch, reach forward to get your brake, put your feet further extended out to get your
to reach
brake
your
or clutch.
pedals.
Yeah, you just, those are dangers that most people can kind of overlook. Like, oh, well, I can touch the ground on my tippy toes. But you don't have the balance required, and if something was to happen, you gotta have flat feet on the ground, you know?
Yep.
And stretching too far for the foot controls, it's not comfortable when you're riding a bike to do that.
No, that's not comfortable. It's not like if you think about like somebody cuts out in front of you, like, they're coming out and you're like, oh, and you gotta really quick. Now you gotta stretch that extra, it's not right
when
there.
When I got my 883, I had come down to you guys, and I said to Dave, I feel like I'm like this on my bike. He's like, well, let's get you a new set of handlebars.
Those are some things that you can do if you're already on a bike that's not comfortable, right?
So mine was too far out. I have really weak wrists. I have physical disabilities that I deal with every day. But reaching for that clutch was so hard for me.
Yeah.
And it was so far out that my arms were going numb when I was riding the bike. So Dave said, listen, we could probably fix that just with a different set of handlebars.
Mm-hmm.
So we had those put on, and it brought the bars back a little bit. And then, talk to your mechanic about your concerns, because Dave had such wonderful recommendations.
Yeah.
He loosened the clutch torque, the clutch, whatever.
Yeah, the tightness of you, because
Yeah.
your clutch doesn't go out so far. When it engages, it's a little
Right.
bit closer
It's
to
easier to
your
pull
handle.
in and out. So before I would literally have to go over and pull it, like whole-handed pull. Now I can do it with the 2-3 fingers, which is how it should be for you.
Now, when I test rode my bike at Harley, right, the Slim, there were some guys sitting on the picnic table kind of making fun of me, and they were saying it loud enough. They wanted to make sure that I heard it. I can't believe they're taking her out on a test ride on that bike. That bike doesn't fit her. That bike doesn't belong. And they were, in a sense, they were right, because I was tiptoed.
Yeah.
But the bike felt good on me. You know what I mean? And I knew there were some adjustments that I could make. Right? I made the test ride fine. It wasn't like I was totally awkward. And it was the handlebars were too far out for me, So I had to kind of lean forward to test ride it.
I love how you look on your bike though. Go ahead.
Well, so what I did was I ordered a reach seat, right? So I bought the bike and I said, I need a reach seat. And what a reach seat is it brings you a little bit closer to the front. And I think it's a little bit lower. I'm not sure, but it might not be lower, but it definitely, Lee may be able to answer that question, whether it brings you lower. But the reach seat brings you closer to the tank, right?
Right.
So closer to the tank brought me down just that little bit. My feet are flat on the ground. So that reach seat was put on my bike before I picked it up from the dealership.
Right.
And then the other thing that they did was, I didn't get new handlebars, but they unscrewed where my handlebars are hooked up on the bike, and they rolled them. And that's something you can do. They rolled them forward. And they went as far forward as you could go. You always test this, right? When you're turning, mine are so close. Mine are like within maybe a 1/16 of an inch of the tank. But they don't hit the tank. There's that space there, so I can jam them over. But it rolled my handlebars forward enough that I could ride with comfort. You know what I'm saying? And I can sit up. I do prefer to lean forward for reasons for my back and my neck and things like that. But that's something else you can do if you can't afford a new set of handlebars.
Right, have them rolled.
Have them rolled. Unscrew them, check, make sure you got the torque.
Why did I not think of that?
And
I do like my bars.
Because they're on that thing, so they can kind of come and roll them forward and see how they feel for you.
Yeah.
Boom.
Chakalaka. Yeah, so
oh my God, I love it.
there's so many different ways to find out if the bike is right for you, right? So, cruisers have low seat heights. The bigger the bike, sport bikes, they're not as comfortable.
Yeah, they're made for short distance rides
They
and
are.
stuff
They're
like
made
that.
for fast speed, and then you got the touring motorcycles, which are kind of like the lazy boys of motorcycles.
Yeah, it's like riding on a couch, really.
Yeah, man, listen, I've fallen asleep on the back of a couple of those.
Yeah.
I really have.
Yeah.
Like, just, ow.
Yep.
That was in my drinking career, though. That doesn't happen. So, it's basically to your own liking, right?
You've got the standard styling and the dual sport. Now, this
Yep.
is interesting because a Sportster is a sport bike, right?
Yep.
And they're nimble, they're the athletes that are designed to be aerodynamic, allow the turns, all that
Yep.
stuff. But they can mean shorter riders will be on the tips of their toes trying to reach the ground. Because they're
they
higher
say
up.
that about Sportsters, right.
Or sport bikes, right?
Right.
There's two that are really good for starting, right? And they are, I believe, standard.
The standard styling is a simple mix of function and visual appeal. So they do everything on the streets well and aren't designed for any particular focus. So they come in a variety of engine sizes, accommodations, and all of that. And then what's that dual sport?
Well, the dual sport is kind of like what you would do. It's almost like a dirt bike, but you can ride it on the road. So street legal
bike.
Street bike.
Is that what
looks
it's
like
called?
a dirt
Street
bike.
Like in
I
our
think.
terminology?
I would say a street bike. Well, sport bikes are going to be like when you're like a GSXR or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This is going to be like the ones that like enduros. I think it's called an enduro.
Okay.
Where it's like up on, but it looks like a dirt bike. So they're really high up.
Right.
But you can do jumps, you can do off-road, you can do on-road. I'm trying to think if I'm explaining that right.
Yeah, you are. You
Okay.
are. I understood it. So
Yeah.
there's Liz says, I'll be getting a bike one day. Yes,
Yay!
you will be, girl.
And we will be taking you around. You'll be sitting on everything
For real.
in a 50-mile radius.
And that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So, we are all about encouraging and supporting women, upcoming women who want to ride,
Yeah.
who are passengers and want their own, or who are just passengers and love being on the back. Like, I love that for a long time.
Yeah, yep.
I love that.
And it's still a sport,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when we talked about that, and we'll probably have to dedicate a show to that, like
Yeah.
being a passenger
Mhm.
and what your role is and what and have other passengers come on and tell us about
Have you ever seen a
that.
white beetle?
No, he's a ghost.
He's a ghost beetle. I literally have a white beetle on the tablecloth, so I'm just gonna let him hang over there somewhere. Like, I flung him across the room. I just didn't want him to fall on me. I would jump out of my chair. Like, I have a thing with the goddess Hecate. Like, bugs inside the house are not allowed. I have to kill them. But anything outside, that's fine. And
You're
I'll
fair
generally try to
game.
stay up. Yep, they're fair game.
I guess that final note is like to allow your own personal experience to guide you. Like Amy says, like trust that inner voice, trust that intuition. You know what I mean?
So important to trust.
Yeah.
Trust that, because listen, spirit will never guide us in the wrong direction.
Right.
Spirit will never guide us in the right direction. And if you think like, I'm gonna get that bike, and then you're like, that little means don't get that bike.
Yeah. Or if you wait too long to follow through with it. I called. By the way,
Yeah.
I got a hold of Lee. I said, "Is that purple bike still there?" Last weekend, because I was like, I might test try it. I might be upgrading it. She was like, "Nah, it's gone." I'm like, "Okay, that was message." Obviously,
Thank God,
didn't
because I
happen.
would have kicked her ass, damn it.
I would have rode you around on the back, baby.
Yeah, she would put me on the back like a right bitch. Been there, done that.
Adjust ways that you can adjust the seat we were talking
Right.
about.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest method, is to simply just change the seat. There's so many different seats that you can have. And then somebody's saying, who's laughing at us? Les, you will be sitting on many bikes.
Yes. So, with this one, right, the
Yes.
adjustments to the suspension. So, off-road cross bikes and dual sport bikes have some of the highest seat heights.
Yep.
Right? So, the softer suspension on the bikes means that they sag more under the rider's weight
Yep.
and also have a rather narrow seat.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the other thing, right? Like, I test drove my son's motorcycle, and it was a Glide,
Yep.
right? And it felt like I was sitting on a Clydesdale compared to my Sportster seat.
Yep.
Very wide.
Yep.
And, that was one of my things. And then I got offered to ride a bike in Laconia, and that seat felt the same way, and I was not comfortable on that seat.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to get one of those larger bikes, I would definitely have to get a different seat, or
Yep.
lowering kit, different seat, whatever.
Something like a reach seat would probably be good for you.
man.
Because it's narrow, it's the most narrow space right before the gas tank, you know what I
Right.
mean? So it pushes you forward.
And Lord
And a
knows
lot
these
of-
legs ain't been spread in a long time.
That's not what he said. No, just kidding.
She's always
I
getting
couldn't-
me.
I
Always.
couldn't help it. I couldn't help myself. Yeah.
Now they're
so-
all gonna be questioning
Yeah.
that. Oh.
So the suspension will be like, if you ever hear like, oh, I gotta lower that for you, get a lowering kit. That's the suspension. That's lowering your suspension.
Yeah.
So lower your suspension, get a new seat, roll back those handlebars. Those are some nice things you can do if you're already on a bike. Or look for, Liz is still laughing.
I know.
Or look for a bike that fits you better. Go sit on a bunch and see how you feel. Sit on it and spin. Were you gonna say that?
I just was gonna say that, Michelle. Stay out to my brain.
No, I will not.
So yeah, so replacing the seat, adjusting the suspension, getting the they have lowering kits. I know they have lowering kits and stuff
Yeah,
like
and
that,
that's
right?
the suspension would be the lowering kits.
Okay.
So, I mean, like mine, like I can twist, like there's that special key in one of the shows that I had the only tool that I got with my bike was the key. And that was to adjust my suspension. So you can get a little teeny bit on the seat, but if you really want to adjust your suspension, a lowering kit is going to be what you need.
Right. Yeah.
So the lowering lowering suspension equals getting lower kit.
So some
yeah.
of the things that they were saying was, definitely get on a lot of bikes.
Yeah.
And research the bike that you're looking for. Are you looking for something for speed? Are you looking for something to just put around?
Mhm.
I mean, if you guys have been on the Creative Chicks Facebook page, you know, there's a picture of me on a Papa Wheelie and Michelle's going, some people just don't understand how it is to take a chill ride. So you know, and that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things, this guy right here, Cycle Arrow,
Dash. Yep. Yeah.
What is that thing, Michelle? What is it?
That's usually me.
Cycle-arrow.com. So it's CYCLE-ERO.com. So on this website,
very cool website.
it's so cool. I was on
Liz,
it this morning again.
go to
Liz,
that
go to
website.
that website. It lets you choose the make of your bike. So Harley, Buell, BMW, Suzuki, Honda. You pick the company, the make. Then you pick a model
that you like,
right? Then it shows a dummy picture, a dummy sitting on the motorcycle, and it
You're
shows
the
you where
dummy.
the feet placement would be because you enter your height and your weight
and your inseam,
and your inseam
your height
of
and
your
your inseam.
inseam of your thighs, and it shows you how their proportions would be on that motorcycle. So when I did it this morning, I did a soft tail custom like you have, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you have?
Slim.
Slim. I always get it wrong, man. I've been with this bitch a long time and still don't even know her bike. So I went on there and I could see that my feet, I would need an adjustment on that seat because it showed me that my legs are too short. So it's one of those great tools to use,
perfect.
you know?
No, you don't have to put your weight in.
Oh, dang,
It's
weight.
just it's your height
and your
and your inseam. Amy.
Oh, shit, we ain't go to that website.
But put
Blow
my
it
weight
up.
in, they'll be like, yep, that fits you. You
Yep.
should weigh down that seat
Yeah.
fine. Yep, that one fits you. Oh, yeah, it don't matter. Your feet ain't going to be dangling on that.
Don't worry,
So-
your big ass will make it hit the ground. So funny.
Yeah, please feel free, share your experiences.
Yeah, I'd love to see like what bike you had and why you didn't feel comfortable or why you chose to get a different one. Like for me, first of all, I want something that's a little bit more comfortable, even though I redid my seat.
Yeah.
I put much more padding on my seat. So the seat isn't the issue.
Just the feel.
Listen, I love my Sporty, but I think I'm going to have another bike in a year. By next summer, I'm really hoping to have a different ride. I might keep the one I have, too. So, I'm just putting that manifestation out there, ladies, because you can create anything you want in your life. You just have to manifest it.
Love it.
Work for those goals. Don't sit on the couch thinking, oh, yeah, God's going to give me this and the goddess is going to do that. No. Get the frick out there and work for what you want in your life.
Yeah. Yep. Make it happen.
Yep, even with all my ailments, I still make sure that
Speaking of which,
yeah.
would you want these?
Oh my God.
What do you want in life?
So I'm wearing them today. They're really beautiful. I'll come up a little closer so y'all can see.
Get a little bit closer.
I have my Zodiac Sagittarius earrings on right now.
So cool.
And they are stunning. Love them. They're silver, and they all have the Zodiac symbols on them. They are available in a matching necklace, but you have to order that per request.
Okay.
The earrings are all are here. When I found it, I love dream catchers, as you all know.
They're so pretty.
I love the dream catchers, and then I was able to get the Zodiac signs, and I was like, oh my God, that's so perfect for me. So I created a pair for myself because I like unique jewelry.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know what? These are going to be an item in our store.
They're so pretty.
They're very lightweight. They might look big, but they're very lightweight. I have old ears, so they probably hang it down a little bit, but they get those tummy tucks for the ears, like Kris Jenner. She like
Do your
sucked her
ears
ear up.
hang low? Do they wobble to and fro?
Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your ears hang low? No, my tits do. Thanks anyway.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say that the same song goes with do your tits hang low or your boobs hang low?
Oh, that was great. Yeah, see why? Yeah, right. See why we still work? We just can't make it a karaoke. Karaoke. Yeah, so these are the product of the week. They're absolutely stunning. They're all silver, sterling silver hoops. So there's no need for having to worry about
like
cracked
if you're
jewelry.
allergic. Yep.
Yeah, so they're sterling silver, and I gotta tell you, I love them.
They're beautiful.
I
They are beautiful.
love them. Yes.
And so, are they? Do they
They're
come in the
not
store?
on the website yet.
Okay, so
they're here available in the store inside of Yankee Dave's Motorsports, which is a fully functioning motorcycle repair shop. We are located at 1170 Oslo Road in Vero Beach, Florida.
Yeah.
Again, we are inside of Yankee Dave's Motorsports.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
you can come down and check out the earrings. They will be on my website by the end of this week. So
Okay,
by Monday,
perfect,
they'll
perfect.
be on the website.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Yes, yes, yes.
I love them.
Woo-hoo.
So
Yeah,
I love them.
man.
They are gorgeous.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
So you know what time it is.
it is. I'm going to
It's
show you
that
my
time.
forehead for a minute because some of these pictures came out sideways. So I'm just going to kind of do some quick editing. I wasn't able. Hello.
I
besides
actually don't
forehead.
even think you need to because that's
No?
1, 2, and maybe the third. 1, 2.
1, 2, 3.
No, I may have taken it out already. Nope, I
Oh,
didn't.
this is-
She's sideways. She's vertical, not horizontal.
Okay. So we got 3.
Not. It's the top one.
Okay.
Let's pray. Let us pray.
Maybe we'll just leave it.
Just, she's fine.
I'm thinking.
She's fine.
You know, I just wanted to show you my forehead.
Yeah, we
Okay.
haven't done that in a while, Michelle. They missed your pretty head.
Okay. Babe of the week, and actually, I really wanted to kind of take this out, and but I'm going to read it from my phone because I asked Allison. So this is Allison. Allison is our babe of the week.
Thanks, Liz.
Allison Melvin. Allison is a realtor in West Palm. So if you
Nice.
want some real estate, you know, call her. She's really amazing, and she'll tell you like, no, that's not good, or this bad area, good area, whatever.
Oh, that's
she's
awesome.
really
I love honest realtors, boy.
She's
they really
very
help.
she's very honest. She's very upfront. She's just a no BS. You know, she's kind of
Mhm.
she's you know the whole family is like that. But Allison is our babe of the week.
She's beautiful.
I asked Allison to be our babe of the week because she's been across the world. She has done so much, and one really cool thing that she has done is on a lot of people's bucket lists.
She did not go to Sturgis.
Oh yeah, she did.
Ah!
Okay.
We are so gonna plan that.
Okay. Allison rides her own bike. This is her on her bike.
Yes,
And
beautiful.
the
BMW.
older pictures are her on her little world tour. So her favorite thing about riding, she is 58 years young, right? Very beautiful, youthful. That family just has beautiful youth. And she's been living in Florida for 27 years. 18 of those years she's been riding motorcycle. Yeah.
Wow.
She's originally from Massachusetts, as I know, but now you all know. She's a full-time real estate agent at Palm Beach County, okay? So, and if you just kind of Google her, you can find her beautiful site with all the awesome houses. Someday, on my bucket list maybe, is one of those houses. She always wanted to ride when she turned 40, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, wait a minute. She always wanted to ride, and when she turned 40, she took a motorcycle endorsement class. So she took the class, got her motorcycle endorsement, bought her bike, and has been riding ever since.
Wonderful.
6 months out of the gate. So she had her license for 6 months.
Amazing.
She rode to Sturgis and back.
That's awesome.
Yep. Daytona and Leesburg.
Listen, if I ever get the money, right? If I
So
ever
she
get
rode
the
to
money, I would
Sturgis
do it.
back, Daytona, and Leesburg within 6 months out of the gate. 6 months out of having it,
Wow.
yeah. She even has been known to sell a house or 3 showing up on her bike.
Oh my gosh, she's a
Yep.
realtor. She's badass, and she shows up on a bike to show you the house.
Right? I'm telling you.
Who's better than that?
And
That's awesome.
she does have a message for other women riders, a couple of them. Be as badass as you want, right?
Rockstar right
So
there.
be as badass as you want to be, and don't let anyone tell you differently. Yeah, mofo.
For real.
Be free, live free, and ride, baby, ride.
Amen.
Yep. And then, of course, she says keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down, because that's a big
Perfect.
thing that we say, you know, keep those rubber
That's
side on.
perfect. That's
Now,
perfect.
I said to her, she's like, if you need anything else, Michelle, let me know. And I was like,
Mhm.
well, wait a minute. Back up the boat here, right?
Right.
Because I want to know 6 months out of the gate and you're in Sturgis? I need to know more about that.
Right.
Do tell, right?
Right.
So, because I was asking, like, did you go by yourself, right?
Yeah.
That's one of those questions, the thoughts that come to mind. Oh my God, she's been riding for 6 months. Did she go on her own?
Yeah.
Did she go with a group? Did she go with friends? How did she get there? And then I wanted to know what she thought of it, like how she found it,
Right.
like what she learned along the way, you know.
Sorry, I was responding to someone on our feed, but that's okay.
Okay, you got it? Are
Yep,
we good?
I got it. We're good.
Okay. So she says, as a new rider in 2004, she took a 6-week road trip with her then boyfriend and his buddy Joe. We made it to Sturgis from Florida in 4 days. She rode the Badlands, Spearfish Canyon, where they rode with Kevin Costner for a charity for the Black Hill Indians.
Oh my gosh!
Needles Pass, Custer State Park, Keystone, and Deadwood. In Wyoming, we were off to No Panty Wednesday in Halt, Devil's Tower, Jackson Hole, and Cody. Total 6-week tour after being 6 months on the bike. Then off to Red Lodge, Montana, Chief Joseph Pass, Top of the World, where she learned to ride in the snow, and it was also the first place that she bought real chaps. And they went to Yellowstone. Wow. It was a trip of a lifetime, and I only had a few meltdowns and cried. I love how honest she is about that. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, think about that. Like, I know in my little neighborhood, less than a 16th of a mile from my house, I'm breaking down and crying because I'm having a hard time going around the circle, you know?
Yeah.
So she only had a couple of meltdowns. Needles Pass and the pigtail turns was where she learned about wide sweeping turns, and St. Joseph Pass was where it was so windy she was afraid she would be blown off the road. It was a very windy road. Things that she learned on the trip. I love this woman. I absolutely love this woman. Number one thing she learned on the trip: men don't like to stop.
Men don't like to stop. Okay.
It's so true. I totally agree with that one.
I agree with that completely.
And in parentheses, she writes meltdown number 1. Stop! 6 months out. I can't even imagine. Number 2, pigtail turns. Meltdown number 2.
So pigtail turns means you're going, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're back down.
Yeah, they're wide sweeping turns, right?
Okay.
So they're the turns. My first wide sweeping turn, so they're wide, like big wide rotary, right? So you're wide and you're sweeping, right?
Oh, I know what
and
you
mean.
mean.
And you can kind of drift a little bit on those. You know what I mean? That's scary as all shit.
It is scary because I've done that.
I almost rode into my friend on my first wide sweeping turn. Now I don't do
Well,
that
if you
anymore.
wanted a piece of me, you
Right,
should
I
have
know.
just asked.
How you doing? But she was a pro
Hey,
because she was just like, I saw her look down, see my little
Leg
peg
right
coming
there,
up,
yeah.
my peg coming up on her, and she lifted her foot up, and then she swept a little more over. So meltdown number 2. She learned she hates riding when it's really windy. Meltdown number 3. And she learned how to rig showers at campsites. She learned how to shower and wash her hair in 6 minutes or less. Back to 1. Men don't like to stop.
Yeah.
She also learned that she hates camping, and this is the best. She learned that she loves the wind in her hair, she loves Deadwood, and she loves Kevin Costner.
Thank you so much for sharing all that, Allison.
And would I do it again? Hell yeah. So talk about bucket lists. Like, hey, I'm going to get my endorsement, and then I'm just going to get the whole fucking bucket list off my list now. Let's just do it now.
Yeah.
Right?
If I was ever
Allison.
to come into a little bit of money, that's what we would do. We would do
Freaking
a
amazing,
cross-country
right?
ride. Yeah. That's
Love it.
phenomenal.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, and actually, speaking of which, so now we have a Buy Me a Coffee link, right?
Yes.
And the main thing about our buy us a coffee, so it's
Right.
Buy Us a Coffee, and you can find it. We're gonna post it in our group, the link to it. But if you go to yankeedaves.com and you go to the tab on the top, on that side, and it says it says creative. Oh no, it doesn't. It says Chicks That Ride. That's it. Chicks
That's
That
it.
Ride.
Right, that's what
Any
we are
chicks
now.
that ride, go there.
Right.
Because we're just too creative of them.
Right. Right.
And you follow down. There's 2 spots here. It says buy us a coffee. But what we do is that coffee, the money really does. I mean, it could buy us a coffee, but really the money's going to go towards maintaining our live stream.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Which could include taking cross country trips.
Right. It's gonna
And-
definitely feed our
Yeah.
our live feed, right?
Yeah, and then working on the Phoenix Motorcycle Project, which we'll tell you about at the end of our
the
show.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, stay till the very end, because we do have some announcements that we're
Yeah,
going to be
we
making.
do.
But
Exactly.
Allison Melvin, she's a realtor in West Palm County. I want to make sure I get that
Yep.
right. And
Palm Beach County.
Palm Beach County. And she's our babe of the week. Thank you so much, Allison, for sending
Thanks,
in all that
Allison.
awesome info.
I know, that's awesome. Congrats on that
Keep
bucket
the rubber
list
side
stuff.
down, girl.
Love it. Okay, so next on the
Want to
agenda.
spin things up a little bit?
We got something new today.
We got Michelle's forehead.
So Michelle's forehead's fine. So I have on the woodwitchery.com, which is my web channel, my website, there is a link for a free reading. So what you do is you go to the Wood Witchery, you go to readings, and you go to the thing for request a free reading, and that is done live on our show. I will be doing one a month, so if you know anyone who has a question or a comment, back in the day we had Dear Abby. We used to write with a question and look for some advice. So I did a little spiritual spin to it, right? And you just give me your name and your email and the question that you have. So last month, my friend Krista came onto the show, came onto my website and requested that free reading. And her question was about a relationship question. So what is it going to go anywhere? What's going to happen? So she asked a question about this new relationship that she has. So in my morning meditations and I do morning meditation and spiritual guidance every morning for myself, and I had asked them this morning which deck I should choose to do my live reading. And they suggested that I do the Lover's Oracle, which is here. This is the Lover's Oracle deck. And my fingernail polish is horrendous, but that's okay. One hand's done, the other hand's not. Didn't have time.
I
Just
told her to
happened.
do it while we were live.
Yeah, she said, "I'll just do it on the show."
She said no.
So what I'm going to do is, again, this is for Krista. And Krista is asking for some guidance in regards to her new relationship, right? So we're going to have a card for her.
Don't do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, and there's the one that popped out. So,
Excuse me.
look at this beautiful image on this card.
Ooh,
So stunning, right?
it's a pretty deck.
It is a very beautiful deck. I
What a
love it.
beautiful
And it's
deck
an
you have.
oracle. Yeah. It says, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories that you have shared with those that you love. Right? So I'm getting the feeling from Spirit that this is a wonderful friendship. There's going to be lots of great memories that are going to be formed from this friendship. And to just enjoy the moments that you have now. Going through and sometimes in relationships, right, we are so focused on the ending or the beginning. Like I was talking to somebody I was doing a reading for last night, and it's like, in the beginning we only talk about all the great things about this person. And then in the breakup stage, when the journey is over,
talk about
it's
all
all
the
the
bad
worst
things.
stuff, all the worst stuff. So I had to change my perspective in regards to some of that too, right? Because I don't do anything negative. I'm a very positive mindset. I had to look at all the blessings of the journey that we took together.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end, I didn't focus on all the negativity and the hurt and the baggage and the abandonment, puke.
Mm-hmm.
I focused on the beautiful memories of the journey, right? Like carving for this person and being encouraged to do things in my life by this person. So that's kind of the message I'm getting here from Spirit, is that it's not going to be a long lasting, but it is going to be very fruitful.
Nice.
So
Memorable.
that's what I have for you, Krista. And
Memorable.
if
Good
you have
memorable.
any other questions, Krista, you can just go onto the website and hook up for a little bit more and put in another request. So that's one of the things I wanted to share also this week, is that we have certain things on our websites that people can go and apply for. Like Michelle has the Babe of the Week. I have a Spiritual Spin free monthly reading. So you just, again, you go to the website, which is thewoodwitchery.com, and after that, you're welcome, Krista. And when you get onto thewoodwitchery.com, you would go to readings, and in the readings, you would have enter to win a free reading. And that is live on our show. It will be about once a month.
I keep entering, and she doesn't seem to be getting my entries.
It's okay. My website had a little bit of
just kidding.
My website actually was neglected for a little while, and I'm just going to be honest about it because I don't know why. It was neglected because I was putting other things first. And my beautiful friend here, Michelle, had shared, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, Hugh Hefner saying,
I love Hugh Hefner.
life is too short to follow other people's dreams.
Yeah.
So I have
Gotta love
revamped my life, and I'm focusing more on Amy and Amy's dreams, right? So, but I do love doing readings, and I love my spiritual practice, and yes, I do. So this is going to be a monthly thing.
Monthly?
Yep.
Awesome.
So not only will we be having the Zodiac of the month, we'll be having the reading of the month.
I
and
love
I think
that.
that that's a great thing. So again, go to thewoodwitchery.com, readings page, and enter to win a free reading. And it won't be always with the oracle cards. I have many decks to choose from. So I just let spirit guide me in which one that should be.
We
So,
may be, are we having a
yes.
problem with our stream?
No.
Looks good? Okay.
Looks great.
Because it's kind of coming yellow and then red, almost like we're
Oh.
going in and out. So.
Are we like sticking in space?
Yeah, I don't. Sometimes I think it's Comcast. I'm gonna blame Comcast because we definitely rock, and Comcast sucks.
Just
So.
saying.
Okay.
Good deal.
Listen, stay till the very end, people, because we got some really
we got
great
some great
announcements.
announcements, yeah.
Some awesome announcements. Upcoming events for the weekend. We're not sure what the weather's going to be. That's going to follow. But listen, following true to my tradition of really trying to find as many women-geared events going on, I was able to find one, so I'm going to go to the bottom first and then the top.
Okay.
Women on Wheels. Wow, right? This is the
Nice.
35th annual Wow Ride-In. July 13th through the 15th. So that's in Lake George, New York.
Oh my God.
Right?
We need
So
to write these
buy
things
us a
down.
coffee.
Right, buy us a coffee.
So we can
go
go
on
to Wow,
vacation.
and then we'll video it, and maybe, hey, and we have some other things in the works that maybe one of you might be able to come with us. So we'll get
Yes.
to that too.
Yes,
But yeah,
I'm so excited.
I know. Woo, woo, woo. So
Yay.
okay, so this is Lake George, New York. It's all female motorcycle enthusiasts are welcome to join WOW members for 3 days of riding. Local tours, there's lots of vendors, attractions, and camaraderie, of course. And women rock, you know that. The WOW mission statement is to unite all women motorcycle enthusiasts for recreation, education, mutual support, recognition, and to promote a positive image of motorcycling. To find out more about this, go to their website, right? So it's Women on Wheels, right? WOW. And you just Google it and you can find them. They're pretty great.
That's awesome.
And it looks like that's going to be a lot of fun. And then for our local people, this is on the west side of Florida.
Port Charlotte.
Port Charlotte. It's a motorcycle swap meet. I believe Dave and I have been to this, but it's Sunday, July 11th from 8 to 2. You can buy, sell, swap motorcycle parts and accessories. Great place to go if you're looking for a reach seat, new handlebars.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you want to, save some money. Some of those things at those swap meets are beautiful.
I know.
Yeah.
I haven't been to one down here, but I used to go up in Connecticut all the time.
And
Yeah.
proceeds will go to local food bank.
Awesome.
And it's at Biker Life, which is 3265 Tamiami Trail. Tamiami. How do you get?
Tamiami.
What's the way Tamiami?
Tom Miami.
Tom Miami. Port Charlotte, Florida.
Again, Biker Life in Port Charlotte.
Yeah, Biker Life, Port Charlotte. That's going to be on the 11th, and that's really all I could find going on. But how's the weather going to be for the? I don't know. I know you don't know New York, but what's
Yeah,
what's it
I don't
look
know
like?
too much. I know upstate New York, they're hit and miss too. So down here we have, down here in our weather. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so
She's taking over. I love it.
I love it. I love it. It's an equal exchange of energy, right? So Friday, the weekend.
Ruh-roh.
temperature is going to be really good. I have no idea what happened. Really good.
Okay,
there it
we're
is.
still good.
So,
all those hearts.
the weekend's going to be a little bit rainy, but we're in South Florida, so it's hit or miss afternoon thunderstorms. Tomorrow is going to be the worst. Right now, it's at 51%. It went up since yesterday. So I updated the stuff this morning. It went up since yesterday, and then Saturday you got about a 34% chance. Sunday's a little bit more.
Okay.
But I really believe, like, my instincts are telling me it's just going to be the afternoon thunderstorm.
Okay.
For Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be partly cloudy, but we are going to get a little bit of, it's South Florida. That's what happens.
Yeah.
We get rain. It's our rainy season.
Mm-hmm.
Like it says there, pack your rain gear. It is the season. I have been researching rain gear, so maybe we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I've been researching rain gear because I want some for my bike, but I want it to be very compact so that it sits in my saddlebag and I don't ever have to take it out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
even if I have to put a straw in there and suck all the air out of it like I do for my
Yeah.
meat.
I think we should talk about rain gear because I have an awesome tool that I use in the rain.
Cool.
So
That's a show thing.
It's a show for another day.
Yeah, it is.
So
I don't have a pen to write it down, but
so we do have a couple of announcements before we end our show, right? That we wanted to talk with you about. We got so many new things going on. That first thing is the Buy Us a Cup of Coffee. Yay! And the Buy Us a Cup of Coffee, we'll be sharing it periodically through our
Social media?
Yeah, through our social media on Facebook. It's actually Chicks That Ride now on Facebook. That's our
we
group.
changed the name, Chicks That Ride, yeah.
So it's Chicks That Ride on Facebook. It's our Facebook group. Or you can go to yankeedaves.com and click on the Chicks That Ride tab, and it'll say Buy Us a Cup of Coffee. What is that? Well, it's this new little kind of way to raise funds. If you like our show and you have fun and you want, and like we do pay some companies to be able to offer this stream to you so that we can stream out. And so there's a monthly fee involved in that. We also have some wonderful things up our sleeve. We're going to be building a bike.
Yep,
And
it's called the Phoenix
The
Project.
Phoenix Project,
Right,
yes.
so we're taking a bike that has not been running for a while.
Long time.
It's kind of in bad shape.
Yep.
We are going to make it that Phoenix rising out of the deathbed into the glorious. We're going to do it together. We're going to be doing all of the work. We're going to be videotaping it.
Yep.
We're going to strip it down. We're going to do a lot of the work, most of the work ourselves.
Yep.
And then we're going to get the bike running.
Yep.
Show style running, in pristine condition again. And then we are going to
build a chopper.
Then we are going to take it and we are going to sell it for proceeds.
We're gonna kind of raffle it off.
Right. So we're not sure where that's gonna be, but we're gonna raffle it off.
Yep.
And we're not sure what we're gonna do with the proceeds to it. Some of it's gonna be, that cup coffee helps fund the stuff we're going to
get us going. And,
right.
And the proceeds and the profits will go towards putting a less fortunate woman on a bike, whether that's somebody in recovery, whether that's somebody that's just recently gone through a woman, but
definitely a woman.
gone through separation or a tough situation in life. God forbid an accident, whatever. But we'll take those funds to help her get it on the road, get her license, get what she needs to get on
the bike
wheels, on
That's
the
right.
bike. I
For
love
real.
it. So that's coming in the future. So in order to help us with that, we need you to buy us coffees. We'd love you to buy us coffees,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you can do that, like I said, through yankeedaves.com. Other announcements that we want to make is we have a new
YouTube channel.
Yay!
What?
Yep.
So let me just say, the reason that we had changed the name is so that the name is the same across the board.
Yes.
So it's Chicks That Ride on Facebook, it's Chicks That Ride on YouTube, it's Chicks That Ride on Restream. And did you change Instagram or?
No, it's always been Chicks That Ride on Twitter.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
So
it's across the board. That's
across
why we
the board.
changed the name
Yep.
Chicks That Ride.
Yep. And we're getting it's our own YouTube channel. For the live broadcast. Next Thursday is going to be broadcast on that. So I can't live stream. Well, I can't get a dedicated link. That's what it is. We can live stream, but we can't get a dedicated link till we have 100 followers.
Oh, so if
there's
you're friends with us on Facebook, please go like and subscribe to our channel.
To our YouTube, yeah, please do.
Perfect.
Yeah.
High five.
And you can do that again if you go to that Chicks That Ride tab on yankeedaves.com. That's where you're going to find all the information about everything that we do.
Yes.
So we've got the Buy Me a Coffee.
Yep.
We've got the new YouTube channel.
Yep.
What else is going on that we can look forward to?
I am starting to do my workshops again. So
Yay!
in the month of August, right, because I'm starting them for next month, I am doing a workshop that is create your own wands. So we're going to open the shop on a Saturday. We are going to meet here. There's ample room here to set up tables and chairs.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to do a create your personalized wand. And that is going to be, again, go to woodwitchery.com, register for it. All of the material will be supplied for you through the cost of the thing. So these are some of the wands that I have created. They're actually some of my favorite ones. Yes, I love those wands. So we're going to make it to fit you. So I have all the materials. We have crystals, we have leather, we have feathers, we have skins, we have so many beautiful things to choose from. And you will get the opportunity to make the wand with us. You will get information on wands. You will get we'll all cleanse and bless them before we leave that night. And you'll get all the information to go with them. So that's some of the new things that are coming up. We do have that workshop, and it is scheduled for Saturday, August 14th.
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 Yep.
And another thing that we have, which is up there too,
Yep.
is
our next ladies ride.
Our next ladies meet and ride.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we meet here on a Saturday,
Mhm.
and we it's going to be for, I think it's the 4th or the 7th.
It's
August 7th.
August 7th. We're going to
Right.
do the first Saturday of every month, and
Yes.
this August will be the 7th. Weather
Right.
permitting, we really tried to get July together. Amy and I did take a short ride.
But it rained.
We didn't get rained on, though. We
We
didn't
didn't
get
get
rained
rained
on. So, whew.
Yeah, so we have great upcoming stuff for you guys.
Yes.
We appreciate you coming
Oh my
and
God.
hanging out with us for our hour. We actually enjoy ourselves, and we enjoy having you guys with us. So thank you again for joining us, and we'll
Yeah.
see you next Thursday.
Thanks for watching.
Ciao, Bella.
Peace.